Good evening, guys.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How's everybody? We are live. I'm going to make sure that.
We hope we're live.
No, we are live. We are live.
Because it keeps doing funny stuff, doesn't it?
It does. It does keep on doing funny stuff at the moment. Good old eBay, YouTube. But it seems to be working just fine. Things are looking good. Welcome to the Reseller Chinwag. Number 5, numero cinco.
Wow.
Spanish.
We've actually kept.
I thought you were impressed with my Spanish.
No.
I said, wow. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Good.
Not impressed with Spanish.
Okay. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly chat.
Mm-hmm.
We've been really enjoying doing these.
Yes.
And already we have got 26 people in. Hello to Chelsea. Evil Spartacus, that's a great name, isn't it?
Cool name.
That is Jason. Hi, Jason. Kevin Rosen, Smart Reselling, Daz, Nigel, Ultra Game World, Leanne, Hicksey's in here as well. Richard Payne, Fabian King, A-Bat, Carp Fishing Adventures, Heather Wood, Tom's in the chat, Tom McNamee, Freckles, Big New, Jimmy White. Wow, really humbling, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
For joining us on this kind of it started raining now, rainy evening. What better way to spend your Friday than to be chilling with us? Eh? Yeah, that's it. Wow. Bobby Billington's popped in as well. Stephen Moore, Diamond. Bloody hell, that's great timing. Just sat down after a day's sourcing. So after a day of sourcing, you're now going to sit down to some more reselling based entertainment. That is dedication there, Bobby, but that's what we'd expect nothing less from the likes of Bobby Billington. Stephen Moore, newly married reseller here. Well, congratulations, Stephen Moore. Big Nick says it's freezing. It's not that cold. I'm all right because check this out, guys. I'm sporting my new Crag Hoppers brown woolly jump thing.
Yeah.
Got this for £1 at a jumble sale.
Keeps you really nice and warm.
Oh, this is amazing. If you guys want, I mean, I love Crag Hoppers stuff. I really have to say, Crag Hoppers is a great brand to look out for. If you're out, it's not necessarily the most highest value, so don't pay a lot for it, expecting massive. But it is so good at keeping you warm. Like I'm like, I'm loving it.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you everyone for watching. We've got 37 people in here, so we'll get started with what we wanted to talk about. Gary Dunster's in here as well. Everyone's giving congratulations to Stephen, which is obviously due because he's got married, so congratulations there. So look, got a Jon Snow look going on there, Zaheer. Jon Snow? I thought he was a news presenter.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
Is he? Well, I'll take it anyway. I like it.
You take anything.
I'll take anything. Yeah, I'm easy.
Easy.
David Morse kicks off with a relevant question. How have your sales been, guys? The weekend saves me. Did nothing until Friday. Then from Friday to Sunday, just over £210. Well, we wanted to have a chat about. Chat about this. Steve Hicksey is trying to claim that he is the king of the North. Well, I suppose if you want to be the king, I'm easygoing.
Yeah.
I don't have to be king. You can have that, Hicksey. It's all right. And I'm not, it'd be a bit rich for me to be king of the North.
Yeah. You've only spent 3 months here.
I'm a phony, really. Well, let's start off talking about sales.
Yeah. So sales.
Yeah.
Sales they've been picking up recently for us, haven't they? They've been doing okay.
Last 7 days. Yeah.
Our best times at the moment have been towards the weekends. So
Thursday,
Friday, Saturday, and sometimes a Sunday.
Well, yeah, we had our first good Sunday in absolutely forever.
Ages,
I mean, to give you guys an idea, last 7 days I think we've turned over well over on average £100 a day, which is what we'd want as our basic, really, wouldn't we?
Yeah, that would be our minimum.
That would be our minimum. But yeah, we're really happy to have gotten back to our minimum.
Yeah.
Because we did have some really shaky days, but things look things are looking a lot more steady now. They seem to have picked up. I don't want to jinx it because eBay is funny like that.
Yes.
You just never know. But
just when you get in a nice
Yeah.
little run, it just goes
suddenly it pulls the rug from under your feet. But yeah, we've had some decent sales. So I'm pretty pleased with how they've gone. Like I said, we've averaged over £100 a day for the last 7 days comfortably. So that's the right direction. We want to be doing that. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. They've picked up. I don't know what's caused it. It just reminds you that sometimes all you can do is do your thing. Really. There's only so much you can do. Your job really is to make sure that you go out and source and list. And if you've done that, then that's it. One thing that we will say, however, is.
But that's later on.
Is it?
We'll get to that later on, isn't it?
Okay. No, because it makes sense to talk about it now.
All right, then.
Yeah. One thing I would say that has helped has been pricing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong with talking about pricing now?
No,
I don't know.
right.
Okay. Yeah. We'll talk about pricing because we've been listing more than we've ever done. We've got the most listed that we've ever had. What was happening is we were sometimes looking at the shop. And we had some cool stuff that we would have expected to have sold, right?
Yeah, it wasn't shifted. It hadn't shifted.
We're talking blatant stuff as well, like like Nintendo stuff and whatever. Just stuff that you wouldn't have thought would have hung around for as long. And sometimes it really does pay dividends to go back over what you've sold and adjust the pricing. I think pricing has definitely helped us.
Well, there's two things to that really. Like we have messed around with the prices because we've been trialing free postage and seeing how that works for us, whether we could kind of get a boost in sales with that. So then what we'd do is adjust the price accordingly, and then we decided to kind of change it back, didn't we?
Yeah.
But then we didn't adjust the prices. So there's two things. So it's always look over your listings to find out why it hasn't sold, because there's normally a reason.
Yeah, because I know we all love to think that as long as we take the best photos and the best description and set the price, eventually you will get the price that you want. I'm not denying that. If you're willing to hold out for long enough, then great. But if you want to increase your turnover, and flip again and etc., then definitely price has to play a part. You do have to be competitive. You don't have to be the cheapest, but just be competitive, and it's helped.
Exactly.
I think
we haven't changed the prices drastically.
No.
We haven't undersold or anything like that.
No.
We've just been a bit more realistic about it and gone, right, what's it selling for at the minute? Yeah,
because sometimes you find that you will go on autopilot and list things for prices that you've achieved in the past. Now that can work against you as well, because for a number of reasons, price could have dropped, or you could undersell. Things may have changed. It's always worth not getting complacent. And I suppose because we've gotten to such a high number of listings, it's just, I suppose some of the times we were just knocking listings out and just pricing them off the top of our heads. And I think maybe we were shooting too high on a lot of them.
Yeah, some of it. Yeah, I agree with you. Some of them we probably were.
Yeah.
Shooting a bit high.
Yeah, shooting a bit high. Yeah. Why are you mumbling like that? Huh? What's the problem?
Because I kind of,
What? No, go on. Is it they're shooting a bit high?
Yeah, because it's like,
Who says that?
I don't know.
Someone says that, don't they? Shooting a bit high.
I just kept giggling.
Yeah, we're not shooting high. We're talking about prices there. That's something that we definitely have noticed has helped us. So yes, in summary, last 7 days have been good. We're nearly at 800 for the last 7 days turnover,
nearly.
which is good. It's not amazing. There's people doing way more than that with less listings.
It's the minimum for us. It's where we want to be right now.
And that's the other thing, guys. Sometimes it's easy to look at what other people are doing, and obviously you've got to compare yourself so you can kind of aspire to do better yourself. But you should really be careful with that kind of stuff, because it's easy to compare yourself too much, like too directly, but you've got to remember you're not in the same position as someone else. So you might not have the same outgoing, so you might not need as much. You might have higher outgoing, so you might need more. So as long as you're pleased with what you're doing, I would say, that's just something to bear in mind.
That's exactly it.
Okay, let's have a look. We've got 57 people in here, which is absolutely fantastic. Guys, if I can ask you a favor, if you like this a little bit, please do hit the like button. We've got 18 thumbs ups at the moment, which is brilliant. But I want to start promoting smashing that like button, because I just love how Rake and Profit says that. It's that button. It's not a button, it's button. Yeah. So please, guys, smash that like button, because I think it's brilliant. God, I sound like a douche. But anyway, David Morse has a question. Sourced much? Did you try any auctions? We've not sourced a great deal.
We haven't picked up a great deal recently.
No.
To be honest.
Yeah, we've not picked up a great deal. However, we did go to auction, and like I picked up 4 lots, which isn't a lot, but they're good. They're really good lots, so we're hoping to do well. And obviously, once we've like gotten some results from them, we'll be, of course, sharing them with everyone. So yeah, we've been looking out. So but apart from that, we've not actually done much. That's something we'll touch on later, because we do want to talk about where we're going to focus on in terms of sourcing now that the colder months are here. So it's shot to 34 likes. Thanks, guys, really appreciate that. I just checked that. That's awesome. It works. You just smash that like button, and then we've got 60 people watching now, which is fantastic. Let's have a look. I'm gonna do, thanks for keeping the questions coming, guys. I will get through to the questions in the chat, but we want to just quickly go through our little that is not a lot, really.
It's not. It's a little list.
Yeah, it's a little list that we want to share with you guys. Next thing we wanted to talk about was returns.
So we had 2 return requests this week.
Yeah, well, no, we've had more than that, but like the 2 return requests we've had.
The ones that stick out for us.
Yeah, it's really funny because, well, not funny, but you've had 2 return requests. Obviously, no one wants returns for both yourself, but also you don't want to be sending stuff to the customer that doesn't work. It's not profitable, is it? But funnily enough, in a lot of the cases recently, I've noticed that when you do actually say, okay, that's fine, just send it back, nothing happens. I had a controller which recently I got closed in my favor because the guy was happy that I had accepted his return, but he just never sent it back. Now, I don't know whether it's because people aren't bothered to send the item back, or whether they... And I don't like to go down this route because it's just negative, isn't it? Like saying, whether they were trying it and then they've decided not to send it back. I don't like to think that. Part of me just thinks people just can't be bothered.
Yeah, I think some people just can't be
bothered.
I think it depends on the amount of the page rate in the first place.
They're not high value items, are they? I mean, like if it's like a tenner or something, it would be, and you've got a busy life anyway. Can you really be bothered to find the time? And for you, packaging is a big deal because you don't do it daily. Like, for us, we're used to packaging because we package every day, package all shapes and sizes of items. But if you're a regular customer and you're not used to doing packaging, and when you have Christmas, you're the kind of person that queues up at the kiosk and pays them to do the wrapping for you. Even packaging something simple like a controller may just seem like effort. I don't know, and I get the feeling people just don't bother. Yeah. Rather than fishing for
I don't know. I mean, obviously you do get some people that are bothered. Like I said, it depends on how much money is in it in the first place. If it's a low value item, then just think,
exactly. And actually, we had another funny one, didn't we? Was it this morning?
Yeah, it was this morning. You were dealing with a guy this morning, weren't you? We sold a really vintage camera lens, and the guy messaged you this morning and said the lens is faulty.
And the funny thing is, the message that he sent, and this is a really good example on how to handle like a customer question. And I'm not saying this because I know everything. I really don't. But I do have a lot of experience in dealing with customers face to face, and I've got experience with dealing with probably the most demanding customers in the world, like Harrods customers that were angry after spending tens of thousands because things hadn't panned out right. So it's all about keeping your cool at all times. I mean, this guy is, one of his messages were, he sent a message saying it's faulty, it's got an error message, and then he just sent another message just to emphasize it was faulty, and it was just, it's faulty, like in caps with an exclamation. So just shouting, it's faulty. Now the thing is, I could have gotten defensive, and when I spoke to the guy saying, I knew it wasn't faulty because I tested the lens, it wasn't faulty. This is one of those situations where knowing about what you sell helps, because I'd sold this vintage camera lens. Now, back in the day, camera bodies used to have the motor which would do the autofocus on the lens. Nowadays, a lot of cameras don't have that motor, and that's what's made partly what's helped made camera bodies a bit more cheaper, and the lower end cameras. So nowadays, if you buy a low end camera, the motor for autofocus is in the lens that you buy, not in the body. So this guy's bought a camera. He's got a camera which he thinks is old anyway, but it's not that old.
It's still an old camera.
But our lens is way older than his old camera.
And that's what we pretty much
so
explain.
So I explained with a link from Nikon's website saying if you get that error code, what that means is your camera is unable to fully use the aperture. You've got to turn the aperture down to the highest like f number, I think, or the smallest. I keep on forgetting. For it to work. And the funny thing is, even though I could have gotten frustrated with him because he shouted, his next message was great. He was like, "Oh, that's brilliant. I'll keep it."
I'll keep it.
So we've gone from wanting a refund and shouting that it's faulty, to not only accepting it's not faulty, but then happily keeping it.
To be fair, we would have accepted the refund.
Well, that's what we said.
Because we knew it wasn't faulty. So, because we tried it on our...
But the thing that would have smarted with that is the guy would have probably sent it back saying item was faulty or not. Which would have been upsetting for us, because it meant we would have had to then shell out. We would have lost out on one set of postage. But luckily he was happy with it because we explained. And he kept the camera lens, so we were and then he's left positive feedback as well. So really important little lesson to be learned there, I suppose, that even when things look a little bit bleak, if you've got customers shouting, it might just be that they're aggravated, frustrated, or confused, or they're worried because like eBay doesn't. I don't know what eBay's reputation is like, but I suppose if something goes wrong on eBay, you might panic if you're a buyer, like, oh my god, who am I dealing with now? Is the seller? The seller was great with me while he was taking my money, but is he going to be
fine with me while I'm dealing with a refund or a possible faulty item? Yeah, it's important, isn't it, to kind of
So definitely that was one of the things. Well, we've got 61 people in here now, which is fantastic. Andrea's joined us as well. Gary Dunster, carp fishing, Heather Wood, David Morse. Asks, let's have a look. Found any new charity shops or anywhere else to source locally? I found out today that there'll be a new hospice charity shop opening in 2 weeks that just sells media. Wow, that's pretty awesome. It's not something that's we're still finding our feet, really.
We are. I mean, we have some really nice local charity shops that we do like popping into on a whenever we're in town.
Whenever we can,
just for a quick look around. But other than that, we're still learning the area, which is taking longer than
it is. But we're okay. We've got some auctions, like I said. We've got some charity shops. So, and also there always tends to be some kind of a tabletop sale or whatever. So it shouldn't really be too much of an issue for us. I mean, that does actually lead us on to our next point, that going into the colder months, actually that's where we are going to be focusing a bit more on. I think we are going to be, now that the boot fairs have kind of petered off, I'm not sure if there's still one running on a Sunday. If there is, then I'll go to it. If it's not, the one I went to on a Sunday was Windike, and it was pretty slim pickings last time.
Picked up a couple,
but there were good things, weren't they? So I mean, I went to the boot fair and I only picked up a couple of wines, but they turned out to be pretty decent. So keep an eye on that. But we're definitely going to be looking more towards auctions now, and charity shops as well. Nick Hills has also joined. Excellent. David Morse also asks, how's the job going? interesting.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I've not done anything job related yet.
No, because we're still waiting to hear back from
Yeah,
them,
we filled out I filled out the welcome pack and the uniform sizes and signed the contract.
Yeah.
But I've got a feeling, I mean, I was expecting to hear about doing some training, but the location I'm working at isn't fully built, but it's meant to be getting finished by the end of this month.
I think. Well, not necessarily up and running, but it's meant to be finished by the end of the month. The building work's meant to be finished.
Yeah. So hopefully
we're waiting to still hear, aren't we? Really?
Yeah.
So
hopefully we'll hear.
You've signed the contract, but that's it, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So there's not much news on the job front.
Yeah. So it should be okay. I think I will hear from them. I think it'll probably be. I've got a feeling they're probably going to just call us in when they're ready to go, closer to the time, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. But hopefully it's all going well. But we'll wait and see. But in the meantime, I've been keeping busy with doing what we're doing, and yeah. We have, yeah, exactly. Okay, we'll get back to some more questions in a moment. But next thing I wanted to talk about was I got a phone call from a lady from Web Interpret.
And we spoke previously. Was it a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, we spoke about this. Web Interpret are like a third-party company that work with eBay, and they offer a service called the European Sales Booster.
Yeah.
And what they do is they translate if you're invited to join, if you're invited through eBay, not if you join. If you join, you have to pay for this service. But if you join through eBay, they will for free list your items on 4 other eBay websites and translate your listing. Now, obviously, the translations may be funky at some point, but it's really cool that your listings for free get extra visibility in Germany, France, Italy, Spain. Now, I got a phone call from this lady saying, we're looking to do this and that. And I said, well, I didn't even start. I cancelled because it didn't work. And I've got a feeling I figured out something that may be contributing to this. Like a lot of you guys out there, we're on the global shipping program to ship abroad. But if you don't, it's a weird one. We also then have an option saying, we'll ship anywhere, contact us for costs, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. And if we've had a couple of situations where people have been unable to buy from us, even though they're in one of the countries.
We had one last night.
Yeah.
There was a guy that contacted us and sent us a message and said, I'm interested in these set of games. And
because it was games, GSP doesn't work.
Yeah, so GSP won't work because he was in France.
I
think it was. And he said, I can't buy these games. It won't let me buy these games.
And we were like, are you sure?
And we were like, okay.
Because we ship worldwide and it should just say contact the buyer for costs. So if you buy, you just have to wait for the invoice with the shipping. And he was like, he was adamant.
Yeah. So then what Zaheer did was made sure that he went into the postage policy, put on there to say that we would ship to France, put the cost on for France, and then he was absolutely fine to purchase.
And he bought 5 games off us.
He ended up buying 5 games.
Now,
not every customer is going to contact you, and there could be a number of reasons why.
If they don't see a price, so for example, some people might not be bothered to contact the buyer to find out the price.
Well, they're never going to ship to us anyway, so
what's the point? Yeah.
Them? So we kind of feel like
missing a trick.
Yeah.
And with Web Interpret, they said you can stay on GSP, but you need to specify shipping costs to Germany, Italy, France, and Spain for the service to work. So it's possible that I wasn't able to take advantage of the service last time, and the reason why they didn't convert any of my listings for the other countries was because I don't have specific shipping costs for that. All I've got is contact the buyer, and I'll ship anywhere, anywhere in the world, and it just says contact buyer for costs.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm thinking about now, having actual costs written out, especially in areas where GSP doesn't. So GSP won't do video games. That's the big one, isn't it? That's the big one. And I'm sure there are a few other items that GSP won't touch as well. And I'm just thinking, like I said, if you've got a price for, if you can put your own price on it, say if it's a low value item, you don't mind sending it international standard, people might be more willing to buy, because not everyone's going to bother contacting. If there's no price, they might just think, oh, screw it. They'll go to someone that does have a price already set out. Yeah. So
it's something that we're definitely going to look into and keep on top of. And
yeah. So that's an interest. That was one thing. And let's have a look. We'll go back into the chat. We've actually got quite a few comments coming in, guys. Keep the comments and questions coming in. We love reading them. So if you guys have got any questions, go ahead and ask. Daniel asked question, I have the base shop. Do you think I should upgrade to the next level? Daniel, that really depends on how many listings you've got and how many items you've got ready to list. The middle shop is a lot more. I think it's like £55 a month, something along those lines. But the benefit of that is you get 1,200 listings included in that. So it means if you've got a big inventory and you're going to be relisting some items every month, it will obviously save you money. And plus then your insertion fees for new listings are 4 pence rather than like 9 pence. So it really is dependent on that. David asks, is MJ still there? He's actually in the garden shed now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He was annoying me because he was just flopping around all over the place, so I had to move him. Yeah. And David also asked. David's asking all the questions in the chat, guys. So if you want to join in, go ahead. But he also asked, are you still putting some of your stuff up as auction rather than buy now?
No, we haven't done it for.
No,
not since the last run. But not to say that we won't do it again. But no, we haven't put anything up.
Yeah, we do want to, but I think we need to build more inventory. We don't need to run any auctions at the moment. We're quite happy to just ask our prices at the moment. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to. So
we'll definitely do it again.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Amisfield says, Zaheer, well done for yourselves. You work hard. Oh, you work so hard, well deserved. Thanks for that comment. I really appreciate it. Let's have a look. Nick saying, hi. Question, anyone here had an invite for the UK launch of Amazon merch? No. That would be really cool. I mean, a lot of people are really looking forward to that. I mean, it's obviously a massive thing in the States at the moment. Texas gal Margaret's been making a lot of videos about it. I think she did a hangout with someone that
I don't know, I haven't watched it. That was last night.
But we were interested to see that because that guy is like heavily into his
was it last night? Or was
I think so.
I'm sure it was last night.
Yeah.
It was scheduled for last night.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, Darren says some sellers have been able to list their stuff on Amazon UK now. Wow, that's pretty awesome. So let's have a look. David McGregor says, howdy everyone, hope you haven't missed much. Nah, you haven't missed much, mate. so it's awesome. Nick Evans, is he God? No, I'm not.
No.
Mrs. H says, hello, cannot believe I missed the start. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Leanne asks, question, do you ever write the word rare in your titles or do you think it puts buyers off?
I don't. No.
You don't? I do.
Don't.
I do.
We're just two different ways of listing, aren't we?
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't put rare?
But I will put vintage or something like that if it's old enough. But no, I don't really put rare.
Yeah. I mean, I do put rare in the title. It's almost out of habit, I suppose. Not in everything. I don't put like rare in like.
But it depends what it is, though. This is my argument. I kind of feel like.
I don't use it as filler. I don't use it as filler. More likely than not, for filler, I will use made in wherever. If it's made in a decent, if it's made in a good country, like if it's made in Japan or Italy or somewhere like that, I'll probably put that in the title for filler if I'm running out of keywords to use or something. But yeah, I mean, rare, I don't know. I don't think it's a necessary word because if you're searching for stuff, you're not going to type in. Like, say if you're searching for a rare game, you're not going to type in.
The only one I probably have done it on is like a electronic like radio, that rare, that little rare,
the little Grundig,
thing.
yeah.
Because searching through eBay, the last one that had sold had been like 2 years previous, and
but
I was like, that's rare enough.
It's rare, but the thing I would say, I suppose the reason why is that's a good question, like people are saying in the chat. In a way, you've got to think like your buyer, and a buyer's never going to type that into a search.
No.
Yeah, if they're looking for that, for example, you're talking about that little Grundig Solo boy. People that are out there, the radio collectors, will probably have searches set up for Grundig Solo boy. They won't be typing in rare Grundig radio. They'll know what they want. So I'm not sure if it helps. So for example, video games, you're not going to type in rare Pokemon Yellow or whatever. I don't know, and it's not rare anyway. Let's have a look. Fabian King asks, do you always do sign for postage? Not always. Very much depends on what it depends on what it is. It's not necessarily just the value. It depends on what it is. I mean, like, if I'm selling something that I think has a higher chance of like a scam, I suppose I hate kind of talking like that, but put it this way: if I'm shipping something abroad that's like I don't know, like press photographs. Recently, we've been selling a few press photographs. They're like thin photographs, and they'll only cost me like £3 to ship pretty much anywhere around the world. I'm not going to bother sending those signed for. A, because they're not huge value. You're talking like £10-15, but B, I just don't feel that there's a likely chance that the guy that's buying them is going to pull a fast one.
Yeah, I was going to say for us, when we look at that, it's probably how much it's cost us in the first place. And do we think anyone's likely to kind of go, oh, I haven't received it?
Whereas on a £15, so that's a £15 press photograph, but on a £15 video game, I might send it tracked, because I'll think
tracked,
because I'll think we don't really do signed for, but like I'm talking about tracked versus non-tracked really. So Richard Payne says car boot sales are going to be cold this weekend. Yes, they will be. Big Nuke says, question, following on from the camera lens, if eBay changed the messaging system to more of a video chat system, would that be a good thing? I don't know. Because then you'd be like, oh, I can't go on, my hair's a mess, and like,
if it was me, but if it's you.
But not just but I don't want to scare people either. Like, I don't know.
Big bear coming up.
I just don't think it's necessarily. I mean, it would make it easier to communicate.
It would.
And in a way, if you think about it, it's logical. It's like customer service, etc. I mean,
then you can't have your rants in between. When you're sitting there and going, oh, this idiot.
Yeah, you got. So
not that you want to call people idiots, but just you can't have your rants while you're trying to. Well, in between trying to work out how to solve the problem, that's what I'm talking about.
Jason Whistles let me know that Windike is finished now. It was
coming that time
it's that time of year, isn't it? So I have to figure something else out. Let's have a look. Richard Payne says everything signed for over £10 unless low feedback, then I might send tracked anyway. We don't really do I mean, we will send some stuff tracked, absolutely, but the sign for we don't tend to do. Stephen Moore says, do you have a featured shop? I only sell on a normal account. I'm not sure whether to upgrade. Had a week off a honeymoon and was not sure if I could put my shop on holiday. We've got the middle shop, but I don't know if that's I think that might be the featured shop.
I don't know.
But I think you can put your shop on holiday even if it's like an entry shop. I don't know. Someone might be able to answer that, but I'm pretty sure you can put your shop on holiday as long as you've got a shop. Yeah. So I don't think it has to be like a higher end shop. David McGregor asks, question, what is your YouTube 2017 ambitions? Do you have a target for a number of subscribers? David McGregor, that is a really far-fetched question. 2017, I can barely look towards the end of the week. I mean, do you have any?
No, not really.
No.
To be quite honest, we just enjoy. doing these videos. We would like to do more, but we seem to not be able to get in the habit of doing it during the week.
Yeah.
So we just sit down and do the chat on Friday. So
do you know what? I think
yeah.
with this channel, it's been very much organic. Like I really, it's been like an addition to help us through the reselling.
Yeah.
You know, especially recently, like it's been really.
So I mean, we'd like to do a few more videos during the week, but we're just
the number of subscribers and stuff.
Yeah,
oh, I don't know. No, I don't know. We're just in awe that there's 63 people in here now.
Yeah.
You know, Becca said shit.
Oh, did I? Oops.
Did you say shit?
I don't know. It may. It may have done.
Wow.
I don't want to get called out by our children, do we?
Do you know what? No, we shouldn't mention that. Okay, our daughters don't like our language. But
to be fair, we're normally okay around them. It's just occasionally, like, you know, as a parent, sometimes it just slips out.
And
as much as you try.
Yeah.
And so I do apologise if I did.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Jimmy White says, gonna sound like a silly question. Why do most of you guys choose live shows via YouTube and not Facebook Live? That's a good question, Jimmy. I just didn't think of you Facebook as an option. In a way, it makes a lot of sense because so many people are on Facebook. It's always at hand. And I can imagine that it would be a really good way of doing things, actually. Facebook Live.
I never thought about it, really.
I've just never thought about that, to be honest, Jimmy. So good mention. David McGrath says, I shipped to a remote region of Zambia this week. It cost me £15 extra. That is that's insane. What was someone in a remote region of Zambia buying? That's what I'd like to know.
What they're buying. If you want to let us know.
Yeah, exactly. Let's have a look. Wow. God, I need to. I've gone down a bit on the thing. Bear with me, guys. I'm just trying to find.
I'm trying to catch up.
I'm trying to find where I was. There you go. Big Nick says, I think Chrome offers translation for free anyway, but not everyone's used to Chrome. But English is quite a universal language now. Yeah, Big Nick, I completely get what you're saying about translation isn't necessary, but the benefit of the European Sales Booster is the free insertion into these other, in these other sites. So your listing will appear as a local listing. So which I think is pretty awesome. Okay. Carp Fishing asks question, what's the total value you have on eBay currently? Do you look at it and think if only you would sell it overnight? I don't know.
Last time we checked, I can't remember what it was.
Was it? I don't know. It
was
wasn't
something
a lot.
silly because we were like just.
Was it 11 or 12? No, it wasn't even much. Was it 11 or 12?
11 or 12.
I don't know.
12.
Maybe it was 11 or 12 grand asking price. I think, but I don't even know if it's that. But
we did check that like quite literally about 2 months ago.
I can't remember when it was.
So it's probably a lot different from. But so.
Yeah, it is. So hopefully, I mean, we do think sometimes. Wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if someone just offered us for like a whole lot?
We'd be like, we'd accept
just
this.
Take it, yeah.
Just take it.
Yeah.
And then start all over again.
This is pretty cool. David Morse asked, back when I started on eBay 15 years back, I used to put rare IOP on everything in caps. But things change. Gary Dunster asks, question, do you check all computer games and how far into the game do you check? Also PS3, PS4, how do you check these? Gary, I don't check the computer games.
The only ones that we did recently, and that was because the disc looked a bit scratched. So
what was it?
It was like the PlayStation 2 games, Homer, and
no, that was it. No, don't bullshit, hun. Okay, no. You just wanted to play. You just wanted to play it.
I love playing games.
Exactly. So no, we don't test games. The only games.
But to be fair, you did.
The
ask
only
me,
ones.
You did say to me, go and check that game because it looks a bit scuffed. And I was like, yeah, right.
No, come on. It was.
So I sat there for about half an hour testing said game.
I mean, the only games that I've seriously tested recently were Amiga games because I had an Amiga and I thought, why not test them? It might add a bit of value.
And the thing is, you only tested
to the boot screen. Yeah, to the menu screen. Yeah. So that's it. Normally with disc-based games, I just do a visual inspection. As long as the disc doesn't look too knackered, you know, as long as it looks fine, it will be fine. So just judge it on the condition of the disc. If it looks if it's got those horrible like rings on it, then the chances are it won't work. Like these burnt-in laser burns, those won't work. But if it's just some light surface scratches, it'll be fine. Glory says, I want to keep at about 200 listings due to time constraints. Is it worth moving to store? Oh, I mean, I think an entry store.
Do your entry store?
I can't remember now, but I think for 200 listings, an entry store is okay because it does give you 200 free listings, and then it'll give you all the extras like Markdown Manager and stuff. So it may well be worth it. It's about £20 a month. Okay, Big Nick asks question: when buying your kids' Christmas presents, do you source at the car boot or retail? Good question. It depends,
mix
really.
It up depending on what they want, really.
The kids recently they've just had new stuff, like
I mean,
recently, but that's only because you can't.
But I bought them a few books last year for Christmas, and they were from charity shop. So.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
no, I wasn't
mix
sure.
it up really.
Yeah, it's a mixture.
Just because you don't buy the presents.
Yeah, well, no, I have to get the stupid ones like that American Girl doll from.
Oh yeah, I left that one with you, didn't I?
Yeah.
I was like, you get the American Girl.
American Girl.
We got that off of eBay actually.
Yeah, but it wasn't cheap.
No, it wasn't cheap.
No, and we buy like an outfit for her, like.
Oh yeah. She wanted an outfit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Question from Nigel: how old would you guys say something has to be called vintage? Etsy says 20 years.
Yeah.
So you should go by Etsy.
Yeah, I'd do.
Even though that's weird.
No, I'd go with Etsy. 20 years.
Would you?
Yeah.
That means anything from 1994? See, that just seems weird.
That's pretty old, you know.
To me, 1994 doesn't seem old.
It's because you're trying to be young. You're like, oh no. Question
from David: what is Santa getting you both? Are the kids still believers? The kids aren't.
No, they stopped believing a long
Well, the
time
little
ago.
one, the little one is aware but still believes, like just for the fun of it.
Yeah, I think
she's
she
still
likes
happy
the
to
whole
play.
magic of Christmas, doesn't she?
But
so
she knows.
I mean, she's 11, so she definitely knows Santa doesn't exist.
But she likes to play along with it.
It's always a nice little list that she leaves on our
table.
On our table in our bedroom.
Yeah. So.
And she's like her Santa list. So
yeah.
So that's how much she believes because she knows Mummy and Daddy buy it.
Nick Hill says video chat with buyers. Hell no, I like to list in my pants. Excellent. Okay. Raz asks, how do you still have lots of room for stock? And is Michael J giving you nightmares coming to life, banging on the shed walls? Yeah, I mean, Michael's now been relegated to the shed because he was annoying me with his big floppy head. His big fluffy head. Oh gosh. But yeah, we've got lots of room for stock, so that's good.
You have to go there, continue.
I mean, it's just too easy. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
What? Oh God Almighty! Let me just pop this out because this is frustrating. This chat in here. Okay, there we go. Let's have a look. Bear with me, guys. Just 72 people in here.
Wow.
It is crazy. Question: what's the question from Julie Hall? What was the longest it took you to get out of the car park at Windike? We never had any of those nightmares because I think we
you haven't because
you've
I
never
haven't been
been
to Windike.
Yeah.
I really wanted to go, but because I work on a Sunday morning, I don't get to go.
No.
But
I've not had any issues, but I only started going to Windike for the last 3 or 4 of the season.
Yeah, so probably not the busiest.
We didn't go in the summer, so we've heard stories that people have been stuck in that car park for hours, and I hope that doesn't happen. I mean, I hope that's.
But we used to have one down south like that, and we avoided it.
Yeah, we did.
I'm not going to that one. The reviews on getting out of the car park are not good.
Yeah, exactly.
So
So I think let's have a look. Is there anything else? Yeah, there's one other thing I wanted to talk about. It was
This was yours. Because I don't use.
I don't know if
anyway.
Anyone out there that uses the eBay Android, the eBay app on an Android device, Android phone or tablet. I don't know if there's anyone out there that well, I'm sure there are people out there that use it on Android because obviously Android is quite popular. The Android app is a bit annoying. Is there a way that anyone knows that you can look at your listings and filter through them by most page views or most watches? Because like I said, we've got like 800 listings, and it means and the only way it orders them is from. There's no real way of ordering them apart from it just does it with the ones which are ending soonest.
You can't see a way of
filtering them. So say if you wanted to quickly view your listings that have had the most page views, so you could adjust some prices or whatever on the move. I can't do that unless I scroll through like all 800 listings, and it's just rubbish. So if there's a way of doing that, that would be good. I have no way of doing it, and I don't know whether you can do that on. I don't know if you can do that on the Apple version, but I've heard the Apple eBay app is a lot better than the Android eBay app, and it's just frustrating that you can't do such a simple thing. Like you should be able to filter your active listings by things like page views, watches, and you can't do that. It's terrible. David Moore says he uses Android and he couldn't find that. You can. Which is Daz agrees. You can only sort it by auctions fixed. Or have new offers. It is rubbish. That's such a big omission. How can you do that? I mean, to not be able to filter through your listings on the move, it makes the app redundant. In a lot of ways, it makes it redundant. It like all you can do is, I mean, it's great for answering messages, but because a message comes up, you can answer a message. You can see when you get a sale or whatever, but you can't really do any like maintenance on your listings. Like say if you wanted to have a quick check, and that is a real bad thing, and it's something that I really think they need to fix. On the other side, can you do that on the Apple eBay app, guys? Is anyone out there that uses the Apple eBay app who can tell me whether you can filter through your active listings by like most page views or most watches, or highest price or anything like that? Because that would be quite helpful.
That would.
So
that would.
Okay, let's have a look. The eBay app needs some big changes, says Sean. Definitely, I agree. I mean, it's ridiculous how basic that is, because you would have thought that for quite a big feature. But that was something that I wanted to kind of put out there to see whether you guys have got any experience on that. And it would be good to know whether the Apple app has it, because that would be quite interesting to know. All right, let's have a look. Raz asks, how do you like the Seller Hub, and would you go back to the old system?
I really like it.
You like the Seller Hub?
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, I've got to agree. I like the fact that you can instantly see everything.
I liked the old system, and it did take some learning to kind of work your way around the new Seller Hub, but I really like it. I think it's
quick. It's all your information that you need is on one page. You can instantly see how you're doing compared to last month, last year, which is good. The extra traffic information is quite good. I mean, I'm still getting my head around that because don't get it fully, but it's still good.
We'll keep looking at it.
We keep looking at it. Fun.
It means something.
Exactly. Gary Dunster asks, Z, being a non-smoker, are you able to smell smoke on a computer game? Someone left me feedback saying everything was as described, but the item was very smoky. Really? Gary Dunn, definitely I can smell smoke on anything. If there's smoke on anything, you can smell it. Whether you're a smoker or
yeah, I was going to say I don't think really.
Well, I think if you're a current smoker, you might struggle to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're an ex-smoker or a non-smoker, you'll be able to tell.
Yeah,
I think you can tell. The smell of this cigarette smoke is just such a smelly smoke, smelly smell.
It is.
Yeah. So
I think it's quite a strong smell. So
yeah,
I do think you could.
Yeah. I mean, wow. Daz says he's a non-smoker and instantly smelled smoke in a game and threw it in the bin. I hope it wasn't a valuable game, Daz, because that would suck.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. What? Yeah. See, Daniel, David Moore says maybe you have to do it through the eBay site via Chrome. Yes, but on the phone that's clunky.
Yeah.
Daniel says, yeah, you can. Watches and end buy. Is that on Apple? I'm guessing, Daniel. If it is, that'd be great. And Bobby Billington says, yes, as a non-smoker, you can smell even the faintest whiff of smoke on most things. Definitely. James Farmer has a question. I have over 150 DVDs I want to sell. They don't sell for 50p at boot fairs. What is the best way to sell them? And do you both buy and sell DVDs? No, we don't, unfortunately. I'm not going to be able to help you with that because we've never bought DVDs.
No, we haven't bought
ever.
DVDs to sell on.
I've just never... that's a lie. No, actually, we buy box sets, don't we?
Yeah, the only ones we've done are like the box set.
Friends box set. What's that guy? Lovejoy. Lovejoy box set. All the kind of box sets that.
I don't think there are ones that we've picked up.
Box sets, yeah. I mean.
But we do box sets normally.
Yeah.
We won't do like single DVDs.
No, I don't. Yeah, we don't.
Bundles out of them or anything.
Yeah, I've never been one for buying Disney's and all that stuff. Just don't. It's not.
So sorry, we're not much help with.
Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, DVDs is just one of those things that have just lost so much value, haven't they? It's not really a great deal. I mean, one of the things you could look at is maybe just shifting them onto someone like Music Magpie or someone like this. I don't know. Let's have a look. I'm on Nokia and can't get the eBay app anymore, says Jason. Oh, that's a shame, Jason. I think. You're on Nokia. That means you're on Windows phone, right?
Yeah.
Windows phone was so nice to use, but it was just so. The tiles and
tiles. I love that phone.
But it was just such a shame that it was let down by the apps, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
That's what we both wanted to like it. We both wanted to like Windows Phone because it's so gorgeous. It's like the nicest looking operating system on a phone. I really love it. But the apps let it down. Anyway, we're not here to discuss that too much. Let's have a look. Any more questions? Oh God, a lot of chat about smoking. A silver pirate asks, "What do bolos mean?" David Morse answers, "Be on the lookout for." Let's have a look. Any more questions? John Brady asks, "When you started selling, were you too impatient to sell?" I don't know. I mean, when you start selling, of course, you want to make sure that you sell some stuff.
Yeah.
You are eager. It's only natural for you to be eager to sell. You're not going to be like mega patient. To an extent, I'm still kind of impatient.
Yeah. I say I'm pretty impatient.
Yeah.
I'm impatient in general. So I'm not a very patient person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're still impatient.
I'm impatient. Yeah. I'm always like, as a soldier. That's just something that I mean you might kind of get you might be someone that can do long tail and sit on an item for a long period of time. I think it really depends on. The more we're doing this, though, I am becoming a bit more patient because I do actually realise it's not going to sell. Yeah,
sometimes it's worth. Sometimes it's worth doing that, isn't it? Like waiting for a long time because you get the right price. Let's have a look. Trisha J asks, "Do you live with someone you can ask for a second opinion? My sister visited last week, and I immediately asked her to sniff a coat." I don't know what to say to that, Trish.
I think that's great. I think that's great advice.
Yeah.
'Cause if you're struggling to kind of
Yeah, I mean, it's good to get. Yeah, if you can't smell something, then pass it on.
definitely get a second opinion. If there was someone that would, here, have a sniff of that. That's
Carp Fishing says, question: how did the capital loan help you out? You glad you did it? Yes, the working capital loan from PayPal is great. If you guys don't know, Ken Chapman has made some really in-depth videos about it on his channel, worth checking out. But PayPal working capital is something that PayPal offer to their customers. So if you've got a business PayPal account and they can see that you've got enough money coming into it every month, they will offer you, or you'll be able to apply for what's called a working capital loan. You will then be offered a certain amount of money for a set fee, and then once you take that amount of money, you can then use it for your business, buying stock, etc., and then you pay back a certain percentage. We love it. We would always do the working capital loan. However, with us, being honest with you guys, we didn't use a lot of it for the business. Yeah, we didn't use it wisely. A lot of it was to do with the move, etc. But it still came in handy when you look at it, and it's a very cheap way to borrow.
We'll definitely do it again.
Yeah, it's a mega cheap way to borrow, better than a loan or a credit card. So we'd use it better next time. But we kind of knew we were going to do that anyway with it. So, but yeah, I would definitely say it was worth doing Carp Adventures. Mike Aldrin says, hi Zaheer and Beck, hope you're both well. Hard times now, car boot season has died down. What's your system as a reselling couple? Who lists, who packs, who deals with returns? Does it lead to arguments? Do you want to go on that one? Huh?
Oh, what, you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay. It started off with me mainly doing the listing, you doing the packaging, you doing the photos and returns. I'd say you more deal with the returns, although I am trying to kind of get involved in a little bit of that now. Recently we've changed it up a bit. Zaheer also lists now because initially when I came up here, all I was doing was listing. And then we kind of realised actually it'll be better if we kind of both list. Why are you laughing? It's a comment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a comment.
Okay, so that's who does the listing. I've started getting involved more in the packaging now. I want to learn how to do the photographs because, like I keep saying, my photographs just turn out rubbish at the minute. But I am hoping to kind of get better at that. We want to do it so that we're both involved, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, guys, you got to bear in mind Becca's very new to this. Overall, but we're noticing we've settled into something we're comfortable with. We haven't had any big arguments. We've had a few.
No, we've had a few.
Okay. I'm going to put this out there. Rebecca doesn't use the computer properly. Okay? It's really annoying to watch. I'm going to say, it's true. This is our biggest argument, okay? We get on fine apart from everything, on everything else really.
No, but I've explained this.
You have, but it still annoys me.
Okay, I'll let you
if you know a good way of doing something on a computer that's more efficient, and you tell someone what that good way is, it annoys you when that person takes that knowledge that you've just given them there to make life easy and still does it in a long, convoluted, does whatever you could do in a much more long, convoluted way, just so they can learn to do it different. It's just that's our biggest bugbear, I think, isn't it? Other than that, we're good though.
Yeah,
right?
Other than that, we actually get on quite well. Although I can be a bit of a hothead sometimes. So if we get a return or something like that, at the moment I kind of fly off the handle a little bit. But that's more because I'm probably new to this and I'm kind of like, I don't want to take any returns. But obviously you've been doing this a lot longer, and so you've already gone through that stage of don't want to accept any returns.
Yeah. But you're getting better at that. Yeah, you are getting better at that. So. Yeah.
But other than that, no, we don't really argue. Other than what Zaheer said about little technical issues.
Yeah, that's it really.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Richard Payne says, I have a big box PC game that sort of smells of smoke, but not 100% sure if it is smoke. been in the shed a couple months now. I had that, didn't I? Remember when we bought those Amiga games? It smelled.
And actually we had it with some comic.
Yeah, some comics as well. We baby wipe and air it out.
Yeah, some of the comics we did actually chuck.
But I think that was more pee than.
Yeah, it's really good stick. We were just like, you know what, can't sell this.
Yeah,
really can't.
Sean has a question. Has Bex watched Lee's infamous doll video yet?
No, mainly because I'm kind of dreading watching it because I'm like, what mess did he get himself into?
It was just putting their pants on.
Yeah, that just doesn't sound good. So I'm probably gonna avoid that one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And Mike Aldrin says, so basically Beck doing all the work then. Darren Smart says, I believe PayPal working capital is only for people bringing in at least 9k a year. That right? I don't know. I think really when we did it, it was kind of like we got like an email saying.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean we only took out a small amount because they only give you a small amount in the first place.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, but yeah. Gary says, Zaheer, I'm so with you on this. My fiance is exactly the same.
Is that the technical?
Probably, yeah, probably. Beatnik asks, what time do you concentrate on eBay? Early in the morning or late at night? We don't have a specific time.
We don't.
Yeah.
We just
probably should do, but we just do it when we can and for as long as we can.
We try and fit it around our day. I mean, the children have been on a half term at the moment, so the girls had a couple of friends over from school on Wednesday, so we didn't get a great deal of work done on Wednesday, but you know, we just try and fit it in when and where we can, don't we? Yeah.
Silver Pirate asks, do you buy just for Music Magpie? No, we don't ever buy anything. We don't really buy that many DVDs and stuff, but we don't necessarily buy any DVDs or music thinking, oh, okay, you know, Music Magpie. It's just not something we do really. Okay. Bobby Billington says, I can't watch my wife on the computer. She'll clear the screen of text with her finger on the delete button. I like delete once. See,
I do that.
See, honestly, I tell you what, guys, I'm so glad that we're having this chat. I was scared to touch it because we do get into some big arguments over this, but it's clear that, I mean, either you women are doing this on purpose. Yeah, but why not listen to the knowledge that if I'm giving you the better way of doing it?
I don't know, maybe it's just that press the delete button and watch all the words kind of.
Why? I don't know. Okay. But yeah, Bobby, I feel for you. Yeah, definitely similar situation there. Yeah. Mrs. H says half term has been a killer for me this week. Yeah, I mean we've had friends over and like little school friends, all that kind of stuff. It's been good. It's been great. A busy one, yeah, definitely. Let's have a look. What do you think? Oh, a belated greetings from the old haggis hunter. You're always knocking Scotland for being dark, cold, and rainy. I'm sure it's not that bad. John Brady says, what do you think the max amount of items to have listed to make a good living? This is a very difficult one.
We talk about a lot as well, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you've got there's a couple out in the US called Scavenger Life who say 500 listings to make a living, and that's about on $100 a day for them as long as you live frugally. So I mean, if you have about 500 listings, you probably will sell daily. However, there are people out there such as Joe Pennies. Sorry, you should check out his YouTube channel. The guy works full time. He's only got about 200 or 300 listings at any one time, and he does sales figures that I would be over the moon. I'd be backflipping like a ninja with his sales figures. So he makes a really great, he gets a great amount of turnover, and I'm sure great profit out of that stuff as well. So there's no set number.
And Craigslist Hunter as well.
Yeah, Craigslist Hunter. And
I know he has a store though, so he does actually have like a.
But then on the other end of the scale, there's people with thousands of listings as well. Yeah. I mean, we're at 800. I mean, we definitely make enough for one person. Comfortably, but for two, no.
We'll be honest.
We are working on it.
We're
getting there. I mean, we've got a few expenses as well that hopefully will work out. So
Mhm.
I would say that. Mrs. H says, I'm hopeless on computers. Apparently I press too many buttons. Ami's Phil says, I love my delete button. Gary says it's a woman thing, defo against us men. It's a conspiracy. Be careful, Gary. It shouldn't,
Yeah, we just do it to wind you up.
Carp Fishing says, ladies and computers, I've had a laptop chucked at me after a few simple instructions was suggested to make things easier. Well, luckily she's working on a computer that she probably couldn't lift.
Yeah,
so
I wouldn't be able to lift that thing. So
yeah, so
there's no way it's moving.
Yeah, but I'll bear that in mind when she's working on a laptop. And Bobby says she'll then get pissed off because she's deleted too much and has to just. So you shouldn't be laughing like it's funny. Do you know how infuriating that is?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you guys are sharing your stories of pain.
I don't think it's that bad though.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is bad. The whole point of using a computer is you save time and it's efficient.
I mean,
and it's easy to make things easy.
It took me ages because when I was
control and paste, you didn't even used to do.
Yeah,
copy and paste
with the photographs.
Oh,
right?
God.
So when I was hooking the camera up to the PC and getting the photographs off, and Zaheer was like, "Yeah, there's a much easier way of doing that."
Yeah, like.
So I used.
You used to highlight all the photos, have two windows open, and then drag them across. And sometimes not all the photos would highlight, not only it would drag, and you just wouldn't listen. But,
and then I'd also open up separate windows as well. And apparently you can do it all in one window.
Yeah.
And he was getting so mad at me. I've learned that one though, so I do actually do that one now.
You do, yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah.
That has something. But I'm glad we've had this chat. I think it's made me feel a lot better. Well, guys, we've actually got 65 people in here now. We've had over 70, which is absolutely fantastic. We have been chatting now for just over an hour, I think.
Yeah.
If you guys have got any questions, shoot now, and we will answer them. I think other than that, we've pretty much talked ourselves through all the little lists we had.
Yeah.
It's always brilliant to talk to you guys.
Definitely.
Really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, obviously, what everyone's left thumbs ups, brilliant. It's like, I can't ask for any more. Smashing that like button. Gloria says, physical feedback when a bloke tries to give advice about what you're doing wrong in the PC, the way forward.
Definitely.
Well, you would say that, wouldn't you, Gloria? Daniel says, great live chat. Thank you. Really appreciate it, guys. I think we will call it.
If there's no more questions, I think
if there's no questions, we'll call it a night. It's been awesome. Oh, question: best sell this week from David Morse.
Oh,
what have we had a couple? We've had some nice sales, haven't we?
Yeah, I would say I like that Walkman. But
Was
I don't know
this
if that
week?
was last
No,
week.
no.
I think that was towards the end of last week.
Yeah, we've had some sales this week. What would I say? We've sold a lot of stamps, books. I'm just having a look. Probably yesterday, a guy bought 5 Game Gear games off us or something. That was a pretty cool sale. That was a pretty cool sale. Yeah. What do you reckon?
Yeah, because I think the Walkman was last week.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Because I think that happened on Thursday last week. So that was last week, really. But yeah.
Darren Howie says, you mentioned you have listed a lot this week. Is there any technique used to speed up the listing process? It took me 4 hours to photograph and list 30 items yesterday. Any advice would be appreciated. We didn't list a lot this week.
No, we didn't list a great deal.
Did we say that? If we did, we're sorry.
No.
But 4 hours to photograph and list 30 items, that's not bad, is it?
That's not bad. I mean, you've got to remember there's 2 of us doing this. So when we're in our listing mode, you do the photos, and then it is quite literally bring the camera here, would quickly do the editing, and then I mean,
a basic bit of advice would be to the best bit of advice really would be from what people do. Yeah, for 30 items, that is good. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I thought that was
use list similar-ish items so that you can maybe use templates, and then that would save you a bit of time.
Yeah. So
you can have all your item specifics and your blurb already printed out, that kind of thing. But Darren, that's really not bad, to be honest. So I'd leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I think we will call it a night at that. Really appreciate the chat, guys. Loving the positive vibes there. Richard Payne says great chat. Steve says it as well. Gloria. Thanks for a great start to the weekend. Yeah, I'm glad that we can be part of that. Great start. Really appreciate everyone popping in and saying hello. We will see you again live next Friday at 7. In the meantime, we will try our best.
We are trying to get out more content. But whether we manage it, because we say this every week.
But no, we're going to try. We're going to try.
We always try.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Okay,
and we will see you later.